long intro is long.
Hey guys, this is Lance1000 here, and back with another commentary. Yes, it's been a little while, hasn't it? Yeah, I deleted my commentary on David. I just didn't like that commentary, so yeah. You probably could already tell that, but, you know, whatever. It is on Jubilee Mirrors if you still want to see it, but, you know, whatever. I guess you could kind of call this a replacement for that video, but whatever. So, yeah. Now, this video, I've wanted to commentate on for a little while now. Now, basically, this user known as Mr. Flippy Invader 782.
Nandeska?
Now, basically, this user known as Mr. Flippy Invader 782.
2 words. Old topic.
Decided to make a rant on Patreon just because Ryan, you know, the leader of the Bop community, decided to open up a Patreon account, you know? So, he decided to make a rant on it, and man, this rant was just terrible, and since I'm mainly a ranter, I have every right to criticize this video. So, yeah. Now, I can't believe that I forgot.
He can't believe that he didn't put this commentary on his upcoming list. We're moving on!
Anyway, without further ado, let's get started, shall we?
Okay, I know that this is a minor nitpick, but it's bugging the fuck out of me. The phrase is, without further ado, and if you're going to come up with the excuse of making the phrase more original, then it fails because it's bland and boring. Plus, you don't put any emphasis behind it to make it sound like you have a legit personality. It's a big turnoff to people who are just tuning in and can bore them to the point where they'll move on to something else, and no entertainer wants that.
Hello beautiful people, this is Mr. Flippy Bear 782 here bringing you a Flippy Rant. Now I know in my update video I said I was going to show my face, but due to complications on not knowing where the hell I put my video camera, sadly it's only going to be my voice and a still frame of a Patreon symbol or something.
Hey, excuse me, do you have a webcam? They're built into practically every computer now. Do you have one? You shouldn't worry about a video camera if you have a webcam. Just saying.
Well, what if his computer isn't a laptop like you assume it is? Home PCs aren't built with a webcam, so maybe that's why he needed the camera. Or maybe his webcam is of poor quality or is broken to the point where it can't be used. Brains up and thinking!
So yeah, what initially brought this rant to begin with was when Ryan Rhino Mills, who you know is the infamous leader of the Bop commentary community,
Oh yeah, I'm gonna skip just a little bit because I already explained this in my introduction to this video, so yeah, skip.
on user sellouts. Well, he admitted that, attention, I have become a big sellout by having by opening a Patreon account, which I will explain later why he is an actual sellout.
Oh, why is he a sellout?
He said that he would explain in just a minute. Patience, young Reaper. Oh, and while you wait, you might want to go organize your toilet paper rolls. They're starting to look asymmetrical.
Oh, I'm a failure. A complete failure. What kind of Grim Reaper am I if I can't even remember to fold the toilet paper?
To me, this Patreon thing has become a big fad over the internet, and for semi-popular to non-popular video creative users who want to get a little bit of money but can't because they're not popular enough to get on either like YouTube's partner program or being partnered with places like Machinima or whatever. And to me, it seems like Patreon is used as a last resort on making money when people are either too lazy to do themselves, because that's what the essential thing is. People are lazy and they just want money right away. For example, with Ryan Rhino Mills, Ryan has a job which he could easily work for and make money off of that job, but no, he instead decided to use a Patreon and take the easy way out, which really, if you have a job, there is no reason to open up a...
Well, he probably has a pretty crappy job, and he would probably rather make money off of YouTube videos. People quit their jobs all the time, you know, right?
Yeah, but for YouTube? I know that PewDiePie did the same, but let's face it, not everyone is as lucky. Some people have a Patreon as a way to get a little bit of money for their hobby on YouTube, whereas the job pays the bills that are necessary for day-to-day life. Whether the job is crappy or not is irrelevant to how Ryan chooses to use his Patreon money.
The fiery Henry Either the Fiery Henry or Alien Guy 34 said getting a job is easier said than done. Well, that's a pretty bold and controversial statement, since there are tons of factors that could work into that getting a job. Now, I don't know much about getting a job, but I'll say this. I'm planning to get a summer job this summer in retail, like a freaking, I don't know, backer at HEB or something, and it is easy. All I have to do is fill out the application and
Hello? Hello? I thought I was watching this video about you ranting on Patreon. Not your summer plans. You remind me of some other person that I commentated on. Her username is displayed on the screen right now.
The difference between the bratty teenager and the troll is this. Flipper Invader is using his plans as an example on how easy he says it is to get a job, with his example on how he plans to get a job for the summer, which is the exact opposite. Damn, you suck at this!
and just make sure I say I'm available to work on weekdays, weekends, pretty much all 24/7, and I'll get in. So it's not that hard to get a simple job like that.
Okay, I'm guessing I'm not gonna see much videos from this guy during the summer.
Damn it, that means a longer wait for people like you to fall for him again! And this was sort of a breath of fresh air from all the Gligar commentaries people kept making for the past few years.
Which pretty much everybody starts in retail, so I don't know if that's Rhino Case or something different or what, but saying that getting a job is easier said than done is a pretty bold statement.
Well, as far as I know, I think it depends on the job. Like, if you want to be a doctor or something, you have to go through, like, 8 years of college. But if you want to work at McDonald's, you just have to be a certain age and basically sign a form, and that's pretty much it.
Clearly, you never, ever, ever applied for a job. When you apply for a job, you go through different processes on trying to land one, like applying online, giving out a resume, or even if you're lucky, have a friend who works in the same place recommend you. And even if you go through all the steps in order to apply and do all of them right, there's still the chance of getting rejected, which can happen to a lot of appliers very often.
To make, and neither Ellen Guy or Fire Henry, whoever said it, backed it up enough to prove their point. Also, let's take a note, DSP Gaming. He is already partnered with Machinima, so he already makes money off his videos, but since, of course, he's the biggest hypocrite and asshole of the entire century, he gets less and less views, which therefore means less and less money. So of course he uses Patreon as a backup to make up for those lost views, but even then I really doubt they'll make up. Maybe he'll get like 5% back, but that's it. So yeah, with DSP's case, it's just an excuse for money.
Apparently, all you need to do to tick off this guy is to get a Patreon account. Good to know.
Funny, because him saying something like that is enough for you to think he's legit. It's amazing what a little anonymity and acting skills can do, right?
To open up a Patreon account, and that leads me to my second point. If you have a Patreon account, you are e-begging. Don't try to deny it. You are e-begging. For you newbies out there who don't know what e-begging is, basically it's essentially begging your viewers or your audience to give you money for whatever non-important cause you may need.
I think you're thinking of the small.
No! The most common one I see is getting better equipment, whether it be microphones, cameras, or video editing programs to make better videos. Same thing with Ryan Mills and T-Bone in 2004, which is absolutely inexcusable because, like I said, you have a job.
I don't know. Maybe Ryan has already quitted his job.
Use that job and just continue working until you make enough money yourself, and don't rely on others to pay for it for you. If you don't have a job, then get a job, you lazy freaking bum. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally got them, man. Yeah. Take that. You don't have a job, even though I don't have a job myself, because I just can't take people who open up Patreon accounts. I have lost all faith in people who open up Patreon accounts. So, yeah, you totally are an idiot, Ryan. Yeah.
Apparently, you never went to acting class either. Seriously, could you sound even more wooden?
And people will say, "Oh no, it's an option for my audience to give me money."
Which is true for people who open up Patreon accounts. Like, seriously, it's not like they're controlling your mind and asking you to give them money. It's just an option. Even if they're being as greedy as possible, it's still just an option for you to give them money.
They're essentially lying through their teeth because people can say anything and they'll think, oh, it's like they're treating their audience like sheep. Like, oh, they won't know I'm e-begging because I'm a generous person. Which, if you know Ryan Mills, he's not a generous person. He's the biggest egotist tryhard I've ever seen in the commentary community, even worse than Steven the Master.
I hate to say it, but I think you're an even bigger tryhard than Ryan.
You know me from my Flipping Invader channel, then you know how much I had a feud with that guy. And that's another thing. People who open Patreon, they have these. Patreon works is like they have these rewards for people who do decide to pay money, so they're not just paying money and getting nothing back in advance. They have these rewards. Basically, this is what it tells me. Oh, a viewer who sends me money, oh, you're cool. You're gonna get all these rewards that you may or may not give a shit about. Viewers who don't want to give me money and just want to watch my videos for the fun of it, fuck you. You get nothing. You get nothing from me.
Okay, I will admit, maybe that's them being a bit greedy.
You dare not give me money, get the fuck out of my face. Do you see the problem with that? Yeah. And for a person like Rhino and commentators should not open up a Patreon because let's get something straight here. In the big whole YouTube community, how popular are commentators right now? Probably at the very, very low bottom. Do you know what is popular right now?
No, I don't think ranters and commentators are at the bottom. Do you know what I think is at the bottom? There's people who make really obscure videos that nobody cares about.
So, you mean people like you?
People who play video games, that's right, you've seen them all over the freaking place, it's downright annoying. The thing is, video games are the biggest...
Even though I think that there's too much Let's Players out there, he is being a bit biased here.
Video games is at the top, let's face it, it's fact. And, yeah, video gamers, I mean, sure, why not just sell out and cash in on the video games and you make money off of that? But commentators, they're not. Commentators don't have that big of an audience.
No, you did not include me, so your point is invalid. No!
Even people like MSkull1 or Steven the Master, whoever, how many subscribers they had, it won't work because they're not the biggest popular thing on YouTube. It's game reviewers.
No, I don't think it's game reviewers which are the most popular. I think what the most popular people on YouTube are Let's Players. Another game-related type of channel. There's a difference.
Another thing, when I said sold out, the whole thing about Patreon being a big sellout and everything, that's essentially true because you know why? It goes back to the trope of I only do it for the art or whatever. Basically, you make your work because the whole purpose of you making your content is because you like doing it, not so you can make money.
If you really wanted to explain this to people, why didn't you just do it earlier?
He just did, you freaking twat! You are just not paying attention. He's building up his argument to this point of people using Patreon are money grabbers, and if you use them, then you are falling into that category. Man, it's like teaching a 5-year-old how to draw a chibi, but instead of it being endearing and enjoyable, it's boring and aggravating.
I agree. Back then, before I bet you that back before Patreon even existed or Kickstarter or any of these other crowdfunding programs, which much like a dose of Buckley, I fucking hate them. It seems like people create videos solely because they like doing it. But now, ever since Patreon, they figure, ooh, I can jump on the bandwagon and make money, even though I'm not going to make very much because I'm a commentator or either something like that. I'm just a basic video maker that rants on movies, cartoons, or music, and I'm open up a Patreon, even though I'm probably not going to get nearly as enough as people who play video games.
I said this to Desi Loves South Park, and I'll say it to you.
No!
But
Mr. Flippy Invader, this rant was just bad. You should put more time into your rants and commentaries. Anyway, that's pretty much it for that commentary.
Lance, bruh, you got a long way to go. You drag your points out to where they put me to sleep, your acting is so wooden that your jokes fall flat, and your points themselves are uninformed and repetitive. 2 words. Fix it! This has been the bitch with the cannon saying sayonara.